Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I hope you are having a fantastic day so far. I hope today has been treating you well. In today's video I've got a full face of new makeup, pretty much full face. I'm trying out a load of new products today. I've got 17, I've got Made by Mitchell, I've got cosmic brushes, I've got a bright orange lip from Catrice that I am so excited to get into. Like, bit of me. I can't wait already to get to the end of the video to apply the lip. So excited. I will start by saying it is hot today. So if you can hear a fan, I apologise. I am not being without it. We've got a Dyson Airblade, so it's like it's quite quiet, but also I've got it on quite high because it is hot in here and I am not good in the heat, so hopefully you can't hear it. If you can, I apologise. Let's just dive into the makeup, shall we? I recently tested out the Revolution Bright Light bronzing drops. Obviously I've got there were two shades, a light one and a dark one. I obviously got the light one, and I was reading up on, I think on their Instagram, and it said that you could mix it in with the new foundation, the Skin Silk, and I've also got a video testing this, and it does not play well with skincare, so I don't know how well it's going to mix. They say that it mixes, so we're just going to try. I'm going to take pretty much equal amounts, so that much of the bronzing drops, and I'll give the foundation a good shake. It has been sat on my table for a couple of days, so give that a good shake, and 2 pumps ish of the foundation. So that is all of that. Do I just mix with my hands? Yeah, let's see how this mixes together. I love both of these products separately, so hopefully they will mix nicely and turn into a nice sort of warm, bronzy, foundation-y sort of situation. You will be happy to hear I have finally spent a little bit of time outside. So, I mean, I'm not tanned. I wouldn't go as far as saying that, but I've got a little bit of summer in my skin, so hopefully the bronzing drops will just add to that. I'm going to use a sponge to blend this out. I do only want like a light coverage today, so let's see what we get. Okay, I feel like that looks really nice. It's obviously, I mean, this foundation is low coverage anyway, so adding it in with the bronzing drops dials it down even further, but I quite like how that looks. It's really natural looking on the skin, but I do feel like that's added a nice little bit of warmth. It sort of evened out a little bit of my redness. I like how that looks mixed in. I was not expecting that to work. Straight up, I wasn't expecting those to mix in together, just because this is so temperamental with skincare. I wasn't expecting those to mix together nicely, but absolutely has. I'm going to just use a little bit of the Wet n Wild Mega Last Incognito concealer just around my eyes. I don't really want it anywhere else. I feel like everything else is looking really nice, so just a little bit of brightness around my eyes, and I will blend that out with the same sponge. Okay, so that's the concealer all blended in. I feel like the base is looking really natural, like I could just go out like this and I wouldn't look absolutely loopy. I feel like that looks really nice and natural, really nice and glowy, but soft and like a little bit perfected. I really like that. So for the colour base products, I saw, and I'm sure a lot of you saw as well, Soph does nails, depending on when you found her online. I saw her talk about these and I was like, I haven't seen these online. I check the Boots website every single day, multiple times a day. I'm on like the new releases, refreshing, so that I don't miss out on any of the new launches. You know the deal. And I saw Soph talk about these bronze drops and blush drops. They launched these into shops before they put them on the website, and she obviously went into a shop and saw them, and I was like, well, I need to go to a shop and I need to get them, so that's what I did. So they had 3 shades of the bronze drops, light, medium and deep, and I think they had 4 shades of the blush. I got the shade Candy Pink, and I got light in the bronze drops, so that is what they look like. And rather than being something like this that is like a light coverage, mix in with your foundation, mix in with your primer, add that all over glow, she used this as like a liquid bronzer, as like a bronzer. Have I mentioned it's really hot in here and I'm struggling? So I'm going to do the same. I'm going to try and use them the same way that she did. She said that these were beautiful. I am going to give them a little shake because obviously they've been sat on a shelf for some time. So I'm just going to take a little bit on the back of my hand. Ooh, liquidy. Okay, it's already leaking out, but this is what the light shade looks like. That is a beautiful goldy warm shade. Looks quite shimmery. I don't mind shimmery, but that looks quite shimmery. Let's just see. Okay, that has just blended out. I mean, if you've seen my channel before, you know the amount of effort that I put in is minimal. And that has just blended out. No effort at all. It is light, like light in colour. Obviously I got the light shade, but also light in the amount of pigment. Like I've used all of that off the back of my hand, and I might have to go in with a little bit more just because it's summer and I do want to actually look quite bronzy. But I feel like that looks really nice on the skin. Let me look close up. Let me get a mirror. Yeah, that does not look glittery or noticeable on the skin at all. I think Soph might be onto something. That looks beautiful. I'm going to go in with a little bit more. I might have been better with the medium shade because, like I say, I do like to be quite bronzy, so I'm just going to add a little touch more. These almost feel, or rather the bronze one, obviously I haven't got into the blush one yet, it almost feels serum-y, like it's thin and watery, but it's sinking into the skin and leaving my skin feeling and looking really nice and hydrated, but not glittery. Like I was worried about that, feeling and looking glittery. It doesn't at all. It just looks really nice and like naturally glowy. I'm having a good makeup day, thank goodness. I'm just gonna put a little bit across my chest because that is a large surface area to have quite so pale. So I'm just going to do the same thing with the blush drops. Take it onto the back of my hand rather than, you know, potentially going overboard and putting it straight onto my face. And this, like I say, is in the shade Candy Pink, and that is what that looks like. So this one actually doesn't look shimmery in any way. I mean, it looks nice and hydrating. I mean, who swatches a product on their knuckles like that? I do apologise, I'm not very good at this. So that's a lot more pigmented than the bronzer. That feels quite different. Like, I didn't need all of that at all. Let's wipe that off because you know me, I'm gonna get it all over my dress. Let's blend. Again, feels really light and liquidy, but the pigment on the blush compared to the bronzer is quite different, as you can see. I would actually quite like it if the bronzer was as pigmented as that blush, because now I feel like I look very blushy and not very bronzy to like compensate for that, so I might have to go in with another bronzer just to even it up a little bit. But again, I really like that colour. It's more of that cool toned hot pink shade. I love that shade, so I'm not mad. But like I say, they had a few different ones, and I love that as well. I'm just going to bounce over that with my sponge, because I feel like with the natural base and everything as well, I feel like that's a little bit overboard. That's better. That's much better. So it still looks so natural. You can still see every single one of my freckles. I do feel like I don't have any spots at the minute, but if I had spots, you would still be able to see them. You can see like my skin texture. It just looks natural and ever so slightly perfected. I love. So I'm quickly going to go off and do my brows. I don't have anything new. I don't know what I'm going to use. I will be back and we can get into the eye products, because I'm very excited about that. So I'll be right back when I've got some brows on my head. Okay, brows are on, and for the eyes, I'll talk you through what my thinking is here. For the eyes, I have got the Cosmic Brushes Frosting Highlighter Trio. One of my lovely followers, thank you ever so much, Patsy, one of my lovely followers accidentally ordered 2 of these and messaged me on Instagram to ask if she could send me it. I was like, absolutely, I wanted it anyway. I did offer to pay her and she said no. So this is what it looks like, and honestly, these, like, I wouldn't use these on my face. If you would, then, you know, power to you, but I wouldn't use these personally on my face. I am definitely 100% interested in wearing these on my eyeballs, so I'm going to be wearing one of these. So I just want a little bit of a bronzer through my crease. I'm just going to use this one because honestly it's out on my table, the Wet n Wild contouring palette. Just put a little bit of this through my crease first. Should I use an eye primer? It's too late now. I've started putting the bronzer on. Just going to run this under my eyes as well. Honestly, don't you wish there was a professional, somebody who knew what they were doing in the room? At times I do wish that. So just a little bit of bronzer. Try not to overthink it. So that is just the bronzer, you know, how I do across the eyes, just very, very roughly. Yeah, you could use the liquid, but I don't want to complicate it. So do I go in with green, pink, or blue? I'm thinking green. I'm wearing green. I'm gonna go in with green. So this is Golden Apple. That is so creamy. In fact, I'm here. Let's swatch all of them. Oh my goodness. Golden Apple. Can you see that? Yes, you can. When that catches the light. Bam. Right, then we have got Cinnamon Swirl. Interesting name for a pink. Like, would you not think Cinnamon Swirl would be more cinnamon coloured, more brown? Like, the shift is subtle. I could maybe use that as a blush topper. And then we've got Blueberry Muffin, which that works. Ooh, that is bright. Okay, Blueberry Muffin. I love the look of that one. I do think we're going to go with the green one today though. Like I said, green, and then I've got that orange lip. We are just going to try. So I'm just going to use my finger to apply this, and like I say, I'm going into Golden Apple, and I'm just going to, oh, it looks like a foil. This has got a mirror in it actually, so I'll use this. I'm just going to tap this across my eyelid. Okay, Cosmic Brushes. Okay. That is more than I was expecting it to be, but also exactly what I was expecting it to be, judging from like the other shades that I've used from Cosmic Brushes. And the pans of these are huge. I can wear these every day. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm just gonna get a tiny little eyeshadow brush just so that I can get right into that inner corner. My nails are just too long at the minute. I'm getting absolutely nowhere near that, so really pack that colour on to the inner corner. I love it. I love it. So I'm just blending out the top edge and like just round the outside of that shimmery shade. I will genuinely wear these just on an everyday basis. In this sort of a way, just a wash across the eyes of like a really intense, bright, shifty colour, and the pink and the purple say less. I'm so impressed. Like, it's just beautiful, honestly. Thank you so much, Patsy, for sending me that. You knew I would love it, and you were absolutely right. So I'm going to... I don't have a new mascara or liner, obviously. I'm doing a liner because I'm doing a bright lip, so I feel like you need a liquid liner. Maybe that's just me. I'm going to go in with the Beauty Bay little combo, the liquid eyeliner in Domino and the High Key mascara, just in black. I think they only do it in black. So I'm gonna go off, do a wing, do mascara, and then we can get into that orange lip. I'm so excited about the orange lip. Okay, so that is the eyes done. Honestly, like, the more I look at that colour on my eyelid, the more I love it. Like, as I'm looking in my mirror here, I'm like, oh, that is just so beautiful. Like, it matches the Made by Mitchell packaging. We love. So do we think an orange lip is too much? I mean, my whole life is too much. I'm so excited about this. Did I even say what this is? It's the Catrice Seeking Flowers Hydrating Lip Stain. I obviously don't have a lip liner in this colour, so we're just going to try our best. Also, if you're noticing a little, like, scratch, a little cut down my lip here, my kitten that is, we've had her for over a year now, so she's not a kitten anymore. She is so playful and so violent. We were playing and she sliced my lip open. At least it wasn't an eyeball though, right? So this is in the shade C01 So Apricot. Doesn't have any sort of scent, which honestly is preferable to me. So let's see how this goes. I love that colour. I don't know if it's necessarily the vibe that I would go for with a green glittery eye, and also it's probably not the blush that I would wear with this, but I feel like in the tube that looks scary, but it's quite a sheer wash of colour. I love that though. With the right blush and with maybe less green on the eyes, I feel like that could really work. And that's so lovely and hydrating. I'd be interested to know, and I can't do like a full day thing today because it's already like 6 o'clock in the evening, but I'd be interested to know how much of a stain that's going to give. In fact, let me just do a little doodah on the back of my hand. So you can see on the swatch here, it's not like, you know, full coverage, full pigment. You can see that it is just a wash of like a sort of medium amount of coverage. If you had no colour in your lips, it would obviously show up more. It's going to show up as just a little wash of orange on a deeper skin tone. Let's see, I'll give that a little minute to dry down a little bit. Obviously it's a hydrating thing, and then I'll wipe it away and we'll see how much of a stain that's gonna leave. So far, I really like how all of this has turned out. I am just going to add a little bit more blush. I know I wiped it off my hand, but I'm going to go in with more. Oh, and I just remembered I had a Made by Mitchell blush lights in Such a Snob. I don't think I'm going to use that today. I've got it. I'll try it out another day. I was going to use it on my eyes. Honestly, I need somebody in the room with me, like saying, you had this to try, it's there in front of you, use it. But let's just wipe this off the back of my hand and see how much of a stain this is going to leave. Obviously I've only had this on for a couple of minutes, so it has left a little stain though, and that's only been on my hand for a couple of minutes, and I'm wiping it with micellar water. So I'll report back. I will leave it in the comments down below how much of a stain this is going to leave. But this is my finished, very summery, bright what is it that Angelica Nyquist says? Happy clown? This is my happy clown makeup. Colourful clown? Something like that. If you watch her, you know what I'm talking about. I love how basically all of this has turned out. The skin combo, the bronzing drops and the skin silk, beautiful. I already knew that I really liked that concealer. The bronzer, see, here's the thing, I wish the bronzer had a little bit more pigment than it has, and the blush had a little bit less. I feel like that would make it a little bit more user friendly, because that was a lot of pigment, and even now, like, I've done that second layer and I'm like, you've got a lot on there. But overall, really happy with how the skin products turned out. The eyeshadow, these Cosmic Brushes frosting highlighters on the eyes, beautiful. We'll use all of these. We'll absolutely use all of those shades. They are absolutely beautiful. I don't even know if this is still on their website, honestly, but if it is, run, don't walk. That is beautiful. And the lip, I feel like it's a very wearable orange shade. I love an orange. I would wear even the most unwearable orange shade, truly, but I feel like that's an amount of colour that a lot of people wouldn't find too intimidating. I love it. So let me know, have you picked up any of these new releases? I would love to know your thoughts. Are there any other new releases that have come out recently that you think I need to try, or you want my opinion on? I am more than happy to get my hands on them. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. If you haven't already, I would love it if you would subscribe down below. I post at least 3 times a week on a Monday, a Wednesday and a Friday, but it's always more often than that because I get overexcited about makeup. So if you haven't already, I'd love it if you would join our little corner of the internet. But until next time, thank you ever so much for watching. Bye.